everyone, Brienne here of Cookie and Bees, and this is the 12th episode of The Running Stitch. Sorry it's been 3 weeks since the last episode. Life has just been a little bit wild and crazy, as I'm sure it has been for everyone. But I have lots of things to share with you today. First, let's start with my current whips. I have 2 current whips, and this one I showed before, I believe, and it is the shorts that I'm making, the lounge shorts that I'm making with cotton yarn, and I am using size 2 needles with fingering cotton weight yarn. Cotton weight fingering yarn. And they're really airy. I am finally to the point I can separate for the legs, which I am going to do today. My goal for this weekend is to finish these shorts. And I believe once you separate, you only knit maybe 2 or 3 inches on the leg before you're done with the leg, and then pick up the stitches and do the other side. And then you're supposed to make an I-cord as the drawstring. I honestly don't know if I'm going to do that. I might just get some twill tape or some sort of like ribbon or cording to use as the drawstring instead. It depends on what I can find locally. I don't have any twill tape, so I would have to go to Michael's. Darn. But I'm just not sure that I want to make a, 60-inch I-cord. Sounds tedious. So anyway, these are almost done and I'm really excited. I will link the pattern below, but the pattern is, here we go, Light Summer Shorts by Holly Watson. And in her photo, her legs look a little bit wide. I am not knitting mine that wide. I am not increasing as aggressively as the pattern calls for. I am doing it by my measurements and the kind of ease that I want on my legs and on my hips. So it's not quite as wide. And these are supposed to be high-waisted. I don't really like high-waisted, so I measured my rise and knit for what I want based on my body and where I want it to fall. And I had mentioned that in my previous video as well, the pattern actually calls for size 4 needles. And when I did the gauge swatch, which my gauge, when I used size 4 needles and did the gauge swatch, I want to say that my gauge was a little large. And so I ended up going down to size 2 needles. Well, oh, I'm sorry, let me back up. My size 4, I want to say that my gauge was on right where it should be. However, it was too loose of a knit for my liking. I didn't want such a loose knit, especially since it's fingering weight, and I don't really want my underwear to show through. I mean, they're going to be at home like lounge pants, but that's just not what I wanted. So I went down to size 2 needles, did another gauge swatch, did the math based on my waist and my hips, and then did the math and what gauge that would be per inch and how many I would need to cast on, which corresponded in the end to the size large for the correct number of cast-ons stitches. So that's what I did, and then I went with that, and I've measured along the way. I think they're gonna fit perfectly, and then I measured my rise so I would know, because I wanted my pants to not be high-waisted. I didn't want them at my natural waist, which is usually 1 to 2 inch above your belly button. Everybody's different, but generally right around there. I wanted mine to sit about 1 inch below my belly button. And so I measured from that point to my rise, which, well, down through the crotch, plus a little bit of extra wiggle room, and that ended up being about 10 inches. So that's how long I've knit down from the top of my shorts. So far, I think they're going to be perfect. So I'm really excited to finish them. And of course, I'll take some photos and share on Instagram and maybe like in the next newsletter after I finish them. So keep an eye out for that, and I'm excited to show you those. So that's my first. Oh, and the cotton yarn is from Hypnotic Yarn. This is not a yarn that she ever put into her shop. I was able to finagle my way out of 2 skeins because I was afraid that 1 skein wouldn't be enough. This is what I have left on the first skein. I don't know if it'll actually finish the shorts or not. It'll be really close. I have a feeling I won't have enough, but I do have a second skein ready. And I'll have to think of another project to use with the remaining cotton. It's really nice. All right, so the second WIP I started, I believe, last Saturday. So it's not done. And this yarn is Yarnable, which is a subscription box through Hypnotic Yarn. And this was the May colorway. It's really nice, like light purple and blue, but gray hues throughout. It's really, really pretty. And I decided to cast on and make a beret. So this is what I have so far. It's really hard to tell, but the pattern, which I should have brought up, is, I'll find it while we're sitting here. That's not right. That's not the pattern. Oh my gosh, where's my pattern? Holy cow. Well, basically, so it's a beret, so, you know, it kind of sits off to the side, but it's extra slouchy, and you end up twisting one, like, little corner and, like, pinning in place, which is really cute. Hold on. I'm gonna find it for you. What's the name of it? Oh, okay. It's called Blue Beret is the pattern name, and it's by Abby Knits. And maybe I can just show you a picture real fast on my laptop. I don't know. So that's it on Ravelry. I will link the pattern below too. But I am excited to finish. It's super easy to knit. It's just like a seed stitch throughout, and it calls for DK weight, so I'm holding my fingering weight double, and you can tell it's just a really nice, easy textured knit, and it's just a 4-round repeat, so it's super easy just to bust through a bunch of rounds. I want to say I'm about halfway through. And so, I mean, I should have it finished pretty quickly as soon as I get my shorts done. But I will link both of these patterns in the description below. So those are my 2 WIPs that I have going. Something exciting that I would love to share with you. I am a sponsor for Down Cellar Studios Splash Pad party that she is hosting. I will also link that if you're interested in joining her Ravelry group. And basically you earn points for finishing your WIPs during this summertime. And there are specific dates and things that you can do to earn points to go into the drawing for the sponsor giveaways. So I looked at a couple of the other people who are sponsoring, and there's me. I am giving away a $20 gift card to my shop, and there is a lady that sells stitch markers. There was a yarn person, and all kinds of goodies and giveaways. And then there's also lots of coupon codes from the sponsors as well, and it's all within Down Cellar Studios Ravelry groups, and I will post that below. It starts in a couple of weeks, so you still have plenty of time to read all of the rules and know what dates and how to post in the Ravelry group, on the Ravelry threads, and it should be a lot of fun. I'm going to play along as well, because why not? I'm knitting anyway. And so that's super exciting, and whenever I get more information, I will share that with y'all too. So let's see. Oh, and I also, just as an extra, since most of us are at home, I've been listening to lots of audiobooks. I love reading, so while I listen to audiobooks. I mean, let's be honest, I listen to them when I'm cooking or cleaning or doing the dishes or as I'm going to bed. And I wanted to share a trilogy that I have been listening to. The trilogy is called Truly Devious, and it's by Maureen Johnson. I would call it a young adult series, and it's about this girl. She's 17, and she is selected to go to this premier school that's basically for juniors and seniors. Stick with me because it's a good one, so hold on. And very few are selected to go, and it's always just random kids, and no one's really quite sure how the selection goes. Every student is very unique and has their own talents. So the main character is a girl, and she's kind of a Sherlock Holmes-ish. So they call her their local detective, and she is very interested in that kind of thing. And so basically, in the 1930s, there was a kidnapping murder at the school, which used to be owned by, it was someone's house, and a very wealthy person back in the 30s. And this person's daughter and wife were kidnapped, and they were never found again. So they were assuming they were murdered as well. So fast forward to current time, the young girl who goes to this school is adamant about not only about solving the murder, and from almost 100 years ago. And of course, this is mostly the first book, which is called Truly Devious. And then of course, murder ensues at school and people start dying. So I'm on the third and final book, and I would say it's just fun. It's really fun to listen to. The person who narrates the story has a really great voice, has great inflections, does a different voice per character, so it makes it really easy to follow along. And so if you like young adults, if you kind of like this easy murder mystery going, I totally recommend it. It's been really, really fun to listen to. All right, so finally, I just want to quickly share a couple of new things that are in the shop in case you are interested. The first one, I called this fabric Chicken Wire. It has these adorable farm animals. It's canvas, so it's really high quality, nice thick fabric. And I had drawstring bags. They immediately sold out, which it was great, but I have more fabric, so I have to make a couple more. So I have restocked the shop. If you're interested in a large drawstring bag, you can see what that looks like, because I have the fabric, but I haven't cut out and made those yet. But they are super cute, and the inside, it kind of looks like trees. Has like a wood look, and I really like this fabric. Super cute. There's llamas and pigs and chickens and cows and sheep and all kinds. There's a little llama down there and the pig holding a flower. Super cute. Let's see, what I put into the shop yesterday was sock monkeys, and it's also a two-tone. For the large drawstring, it's two-tone, and the interior is like this nice herringbone fabric, which is the same down here. The other ones, I have medium bags too. The exterior is just all the sock monkeys. And they are adorable. And of course I have cake koozies too. Something else that's new in the shop, I have just this one medium bag for sloths, and on the inside is some nice little dots. What else? Oh, I also have coffee or Java cake koozies. So it has different like coffee, lattes, espresso, and stuff like that. I called that Olay. If you want to search for the coffee cake koozies, I'm trying to get more of that coffee fabric. I'm having a hard time doing so with everything going on. A lot of fabric is out of stock and they're having a hard time with manufacturing and getting more stock of fabric. So I'm doing my best to have lots of new stuff for y'all. I had ordered tons and tons of fabric right before this whole COVID-19 kind of really started exploding. And so I have a really good stock of fabric, so not to worry. And that's all I have. So this was a pretty quick one. Thanks for watching, and I will see y'all soon.